love him, you can hate him, but you can't be indifferent to him. Few, if any, politicians in Israel's history have evoked so many competing emotions and heated debates as Benjamin Netanyahu. And among the many titles attributed to him, perhaps the most consistent one is being the savviest politician around, the winner who takes it all. But it wasn't always like that. Netanyahu's first tenure as prime minister began in 1996 after he defeated incumbent premier Shimon Peres, who replaced Yitzhak Rabin after his assassination in a direct election for the premiership. He won by the slightest of margins. Netanyahu's first term in the prime minister's seat was characterized by fierce criticism from the left, who thought he played an integral part in creating the, quote, inciting atmosphere that led to Rabin's assassination. He had strained relations with many of his political partners, even from within his Likud party, but he did develop close ties to ultra-Orthodox leaders. His polished, American-like television performances did not win him any more points with the media, but it did gain him public support in right-wing circles. In 1999, Netanyahu lost the election to Ehud Barak and took some time out from politics. He also lost the leadership of the Likud party to Ariel Sharon in 2002, and when he regained it, was the underdog in the race against Ehud Olmert and his breakaway Kadima party in 2006. But those failures and his perhaps not too successful first experience at the top helped him shape his political image for the years to come. In March 2009, Netanyahu was re-elected prime minister. He carefully and thoughtfully cemented the partnership with those who would become his undivided political allies, the ultra-Orthodox parties who traditionally never aligned with the right or left, and the national religious camp. Throughout the Netanyahu years, this alliance became so paramount that the size of the so-called right-wing bloc, or more accurately, the pro-Netanyahu bloc, was often more important than the size of the Likud party on its own. Netanyahu further solidified his position as the leader of the right, despite the fact that right-wing policies were not necessarily promoted during his tenure. And in order to maintain this posture, he had to highlight what was different, or in other words, target the left. It's not about economic policies or ideology. It's not about the borders of the state. It's not about peace deals. And it's not even about religion and state. Right and left during the Netanyahu era turned out to be quite peculiar and fluid terms. After almost losing his grip in the aftermath of the mass socio-economic protests in the summer of 2011, Netanyahu decided to refocus the election agenda on security, diplomacy, and strength. He single-handedly made the term right-wing equal to that, and as a result, left has become associated with everything that opposes Netanyahu's worldview. But perhaps Netanyahu's most essential rule for success was to simply rule, and alone. The Likud party under Netanyahu enjoyed many years as the ruling party, but its members were kept at something of a distance. Senior Likud party legislators were rarely given high-profile portfolios, and those who didn't like it often left or were sent into political exile. External political rivals were often absorbed into the Likud party, and that's it. And as for Netanyahu himself, it was all about maintaining his power and making sure no one forgot he was King Bibi. When Netanyahu was first elected prime minister, he became the youngest in Israel's history at the age of 47. In his second term, he worked tirelessly to make prime minister and Benjamin Netanyahu synonymous. The first 20 years of the 21st century in Israel were undoubtedly dominated by Benjamin Netanyahu, his survivability, his achievements, his iconic manner. But even if his run as the longest-serving prime minister in Israel's history has come to an end, his impact on Israel's political landscape, its culture, its consciousness, will endure long after he retires.